Hello everyone, my name is Christine and welcome to my first video in this series of knitted coat hangers. Today I'll be showing you how to make these fluffy coat hangers. As you can see, you can make them in all different colours and they make great gifts for family and friends. And also it's an excellent way of getting rid of bits of wool that you've got lying around. So let's get started. So what you will need is a pair of 4.5 knitting needles, some wool. I'm going to use the Modavera Starlight 8 ply and this Modavera Jazz. That gives it the fluffy effect. Then you'd need some padded coat hangers. You can get them from anywhere, Reject Shop, any places like that. You'll need a little bit of wadding, just that's to do this area here. And some tape to hold that down, and of course a pair of scissors and a needle to sew it up with. So first of all we're going to cast on our stitches. So we'll cast on 60 stitches and just leave a bit of a tail so that you can sew the end. Okay. So just cast on 60 stitches. Now as you can see I've cast on the 60 stitches, but this will of course depend on the tension, on how you knit. The best way is to just knit a few and see how you go, see whether they're long enough or they need to be shorter. Okay, now the next step is to start incorporating the fluffy wool. So just knit a stitch and then put your jazz around like that, and all you do then is just incorporate the two threads like that and then knit to the end of the row. So there we are, we've knitted to the end of the row. So what you need to do now is carry on doing that exactly the same. Just keep knitting the two wools together until you've done 24 rows. That's what I find is ideal for covering a padded coat hanger. So just carry on and do that, and we'll come back and I'll show you how to stitch it up. Sorry, before I show you how to knit it up, I'd like to show you how to cast off. So what I would like you to do is, when you're casting off, use both threads as you do that, as you cast off, because why I do that is, as you can see, it doesn't show where the join is, because the join is actually there, but you can't see it because you've cast off with the two threads. So just keep casting off. Now when you've cast off and you come to the end here, all you do is just keep some thread like that, cut it off, cut that off there because that will just need to be sewn in later, and then just pull your thread through like that, and now you're ready to sew it up, and that's what it should look like. Now it's time to sew it up. So there's your finished product. All you do is get your needle and thread it. So don't worry about these, we'll put them in later. So what you do is you get to the other side like that, just join it together. It doesn't matter which side because they're both exactly the same, so it doesn't matter what side you pick. So what I do, I use a flat seam. A flat seam is when you come under like that and then go under the other side like that. So that's what is called a flat seam, and that is the best way to do it, because then it doesn't show this constant stitch going over all the time. All you're getting is it under, and see, you can't see it. So just keep doing that till the end. and at this point I put my finger through, my thumb through, so that just to make sure that you're not got any holes in it. So then just finish off by coming all the way down to the end again. So at this point just go like that, which fluffs it up, brings all the little bits out, so then you can't see where you've joined it anyway. There you go. Now just do exactly the same to the other side. So I'll come back and show you the middle bit. So there we are, we've sewn up both sides. Now what you do is get your padded coat hanger. Now it's got this on here, so just take it off, because you can use that later to tie, you know, like I've done here. I've used it there to put it back on, pretty your coat hanger up. So just take that off, and then you put them together like that. Why you're doing that first is because you want to get the middle to put your little hook through. So you find, so that would be about halfway there. Put your hook through. There you go. See? And then you're ready to sew it up. Now, it's the same again. I want you to do a flat seam. There you go. So just once again, do your flat seam. Just pull it together like that. Oop, sorry. So you can see how it's coming together, and you can't see your seam. Okay, so just do that all the way to the end, and I'll show you how to finish it off. There you go, I've just finished sewing it all up. So then all you do is just feed your thread through like that. If you've got any left over, just in and out, and then there's no way that your work will come undone. Just cut that little thread off. Now you've still got these little threads here, so it's just a matter of sewing them in as well. Oop. Okay, so just sew them in. Off. Now at this point it's not looking very fluffy, so just get your needle and go like that, and when you do that it brings up all, see all the little, I don't know if you can see it, but all the little bits there, so that just brings them all out and makes your coat hanger look fluffier. So just do that all over. It's looking really fluffy now. So now all your threads have been sewn in, you're going to do this section here. So what I do first is get some tape, put it there. Now why I'm doing this is because when you knit the top section, you don't want this point here coming through your knitting. So if you do that, it will just stop that from going through. So I'll just hold that with that. That's a handy little item to have. And just stick it down. And no one's going to see that because it's going to be all covered up. So now we're going to start knitting the top section. Just all get your wool back, your needles. Now for the top I want you to cast on 20 stitches. So do that and come back to me. So here we are, we've cast on our 20 stitches. Now I want you to do it exactly the same as you did for the base. So just incorporate the 2 threads again and knit all the way to the end again. And what I want you to do is do 6 rows like this. Okay, there's your 6 rows completed, and don't forget that you cast off with the 2 threads as usual, like you did for the base. Now we're just going to sew up one side of your 6 rows with your needle, and just do the same as you did for the other one. Fluff it up a bit. Okay, now get your coat hanger, put that over there. So as you can see, it's not going to go through because that wadding is holding it in place. So doing our flat seam again. So just pull it together there, and by putting that around there like that. So just sew all the way down. And now when you've sewn all the way down to the base, make sure that you put the thread in like that into the top of the base and pull it right through to here, because what you're doing is you're stabilizing that top bit. So now put it through there, and I'm coming up through here. It's making sure that that top bit does not come out from there, because it could possibly come out. So you're stitching it down like that, and so you're coming through there, so you're holding it, coming up through there, down through there. Oop, lost it. And that's going to stabilize that all the way down. Now sew in all your threads. Now when you've sewn in all the threads, your work is going to look pretty basic. So you do the same again. Get your needle and pull all those, fluff that. And then you can't see where you've sewn it, because it virtually looks like just the knitting part of it. So, and then come down here as well, because that's where you've sewn in there extra to stabilize it. So just keep doing that until it all so we'll cut that little bit up there. Cool. So there it is, that's your finished product. It wasn't too hard. And what I did was they make good Christmas ones. There, I've made one that looks a bit Christmassy, but this one here, as you can see, it's different. Where I did that, I changed the wool and I made it white, so that you can see the difference of red and the white. So there, that one there looks more Christmassy-fied, and I just put a little bit of Christmas ribbon on it. So that makes good Christmas presents. Okay, if you like what you've seen today, please subscribe, as I have a lot more different designs to show you. So from me, it's ciao for now. Bye.